Welcome all Form 3 our students. Okay, before we start our tutorial, first of all, let me introduce our teacher first. This year we have 3 Form 3 teachers. Okay, first of all, I'm Mr. Well. Okay, and this one is Ms. Chair.
Hello, Form 3 student. I'm teaching Form 3 because I start to teach you in Form 1 actually. So this year I will still teach 3B. Okay, so I think 3B has already met me before. Okay, hi 3B.
Yeah, hello. I also will be teaching you in 3B. Okay, so please remember I'm still here. Okay.
Okay, so we pass the time to Mr. Learn first. Okay.
Okay, I'm Mr. Leung. This year I will teach 3A and 3C. Okay, now, first of all, welcome all students back to our school. Okay, welcome back to school. Okay, now let's start our tutorial first. Okay, today we are going to talk about the simple present tense. Mr. C and me, we will revise the 3 tenses today. Okay, 3 tenses today. Okay, first of all, simple present tense. Okay, you have learned this thing before. Okay, simple present tense. Today I will focus on the use and the forms. Okay, the use. Okay, when do we use simple present tense, and how about the forms? I mean, do we need to change the word, okay, or add something after the word? Okay. Now, first of all, maybe you can say that we have 6 uses. Okay, 6 uses. But today I will focus on 3 only. Okay, on 3 uses only. Okay. First of all, when we want to describe or say something about some actions, okay, it is difficult to change. Okay, we will use the simple present tense. I will give you some example later. This one, it is universal truth. Okay, it is a general truth. Okay, you can see here. For example, the sun rises in the east. Okay, this is a fact. Okay, a fact. And the third one, habit. Habit. Okay, every day, every week, every year, you do this thing. And the other 3 is commentary. Okay, for example, when you write your book report or write your film review or schedule events in the near future, okay, and then, okay, or sometime you don't need to mention the time. You think that time is not so important. Okay, so I will focus on the web one. Okay, that means these 3 things. Okay, okay, okay. The first one, difficult to change. For example, okay. My name is Mr. Leung, Leung Fat. So somebody call me Fat. Okay, so my name, I will not change my name. It is very difficult to change, although I can change it. Okay, and I'm Fat. Okay, this one capital letter. It is my name. Okay, I'm Fat. Okay, I'm a teacher. Also, it is not easy to change because I have been teaching here for a long time. Okay. I'm a teacher. I live in Kwaichong. Of course, I can change my address. Okay, I can move to other area and then, but I think that I will not do it in the near future. So, I will use a simple present tense. I live in Kwaichong. I live in Chunyi. I live in Chunwan. Something like this one. It is difficult to change. Okay, my name, my occupation, that means my job, and my address. Okay. Okay. The second one, universal truth. Okay, just I give you an example. Okay, just like this one. Hong Kong is a small city. Okay, Hong Kong is a small city. Okay, this is a fact. This is a fact. The sun rises in the east. Okay, this is a fact as well. This is a truth. Okay, and we also know that cats like milk. Cats like milk. Of course, you can say that some cats do not like milk, but we know that many cats, okay, they like milk. Oh, so it is a truth. We can use simple present tense. And the third one, habit. We always do that. I go to church on Sundays. On Sundays, over here, Sundays. That means every Sunday. Okay, I always go to church. I always go to the supermarket, or every Sunday or something. You can use go, simple present tense. Or every day, you get up. For example, she gets up at 10 every day, at 10 o'clock. Okay, every day you do this thing. Okay, repeat and repeat and repeat. Okay, it is your habit. And another three, I just skip this one. Commentary, book report. Okay, for example, Harry Potter's are exciting. The film is boring. Okay, we always use simple present tense to write your book report and film review. Okay, and also, okay, schedule. Especially we use in the timetable of the train. Okay, or something like this. The party starts at 8 o'clock tonight. Okay, although tonight we used to write. Okay, and now it does not happen like this, but we make a schedule like this one. Starts. Okay, meeting. I have a meeting tomorrow. Okay, we used to have meeting. Begin, okay, for example, the classes begin from September 23rd, okay, the 23rd of September, something like this, okay. Or for example, the time is not so important. I'm here now, he has a magazine in his hand, we just tell you something, okay. And look at the forms, okay, here. You say, okay, we have a statement. We look here. We have subject, verb, and the rest of the sentence. Okay, usually write the verb as a subject first. Okay, the subject first. We, they, some girls. Remember this thing. Okay. I, only one. I, you, the second one, and plural. Okay, we, they, some, plural. All this right here, the verb. We do not add s here. But he, she, or the name, Tom, Anna, or anyone, okay, we should put S after the verb. Okay, here, for example, he works in a school. Okay, she works, Tom works, Anna works. Okay, remember, we may call this third person singular. Okay, third person singular. But remember, he, she, it, we put S, okay, after our verb, okay. And also, look, some other things here. Sometimes we know that it is not easy to pronounce the sounds. So, S, we use fixes. Okay, goes. Okay, watches, and watches. Okay, so here S, O, SH, or CH. Okay, remember we put ES after this one. Okay, and also here. Okay, Y, we change to IES. Okay, cries. Studies, and tries. Okay. and it is very easy to remember. Okay, the same things. Are you date some girls? Okay, the subject we use the first person and second person or plural. Okay, we use don't. And the third person, he, she, it, or Tom, Anna, or Betty, or David, or if you give a name to somebody, only one, remember one person. We use doesn't. Okay, he doesn't work, she doesn't work. Okay, in a school. Okay, where you see? Okay. And if we use in a question, we just the same. We use do or does. Okay, here. Okay, start. If you are, the subject is are you date some girls, we use do. And if the subject is the first person singular and he, Tom, she, Anna, or Betty, or anyone, okay, we may use does here. Okay. Okay, let's go to the second part, past tense or simple past. Okay, simple past here. Okay, simple past. Below that, simple past is quite easy. Okay, if you think you want to say something, an action happened in the past, then we use simple past tense. Okay. We just focus on the use and the forms. Okay, and the use is I just want to tell you one thing. An action happened in the past. Okay, let me not now. Okay, look here. My mom took me to Ocean Park yesterday. We had our test last week. Okay, look here. We changed the verb. Okay, we changed the verb so that the action, okay, happened in the past, not now. Okay, we just want to tell somebody something happened in the past. Okay, look here, we have some words. Yesterday, last week. Okay, what is word here? Okay, we call it his words. Okay, usually we can see that in a sentence. If you see the word yesterday, ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 1 week ago, something like 1 month, or 1 hour, something like this. Okay, or last year, last month, last week. Okay, all this words so that the action happened in the past. Okay, here, 200 years ago, not now. Hong Kong was a small fishing village. Okay, 200 years ago, not now. Okay, we changed to was. Okay, yesterday it went healthily. Okay, it went healthily. Okay, we use past tense here. Remember when you see these hints words, okay, we change the verb into past tense. Okay, in the form. Another one here. Very easy. I use the same table here. Okay. We now look here. No matter what subject they are, no matter what the subject are, you can see that we all use the past tense. Okay, past tense here. We don't need to change anything. Just use the past tense. Okay, even if it is I, maybe it is he or Tom. Okay, we change the past tense here. Okay, but look here, the font is quite difficult. Okay, or you can say that, oh, it is so complicated. Yes, sometimes we use ed. Sometimes we use ed. Usually we use ed. And if we find that the last letter is E, then we don't need to use ED. Double E is quite strange. Okay, so we just put down D only. Put down the letter D only. So we always moved. Okay, moved. And also, sometimes you know that the Y is quite different. Okay, maybe sometimes we can find that why we can change to IED, study. But I want to mention one thing. Okay, if the second last letter is a vowel, for example, A, E, I, O, U, we don't change it. We just put on ED. For example, play, P-L-A-Y, play, P-L-A-Y, play. Okay, we just put on ED. Okay, we don't need to change to IED. Okay, and sometimes we find that we change only one letter. Okay, one letter. For example, give, we change to gave. Okay, it is so complicated. Sometimes you find that. Okay, and you can see. Sometimes you find that the whole word you change it. For example, is we change to was, and are we change it to were, or sometimes find you change it to find, go we change it to went, do we change it to did. Okay, we change the whole word. Okay, and some word you find that no change, cut, put, we. Okay, you find that cut, put, and but sometimes you find that they don't change the spelling but change the sign. For example, we went, we went. So you can find that it is very complicated. Yes, maybe you can say that it is very complicated. So then you may ask me, how do I get this thing? Okay, how do I understand, or how can I memorize all this thing? I can only tell you that go to look up in your dictionary. Always go to read some books or surf on the internet. We know that it is quite easy nowadays. You can look up into your dictionary or online dictionary. You can check your spelling or the irregular word, how to spell the irregular word. Okay, I cannot tell you the rules because sometimes the rules is quite different. Just I gave you the example. Play, okay, P-L-A-Y. We don't change Y to IED. Why? Because there's a vowel, okay, at the end, okay, at the second, at the end of the second letter, we can see that P-L-A-Y. Okay, so we don't need to change. And we can say that we have a vowel here, so we don't change it, cut, put, but we also have two vowel here, okay, EA. So we don't change it, of course. Oh, so I can tell you that if you want to spell the irregular word correctly, then I invite you to surf on the internet or look in your dictionary. You always look in your dictionary, okay? Make you familiarize this thing, okay? Because there's no absolutely or the rules is not quite clear sometimes. Okay, the rule is not so clear sometimes. Okay, so try to memorize or read books frequently. Okay. So and right here, the negative statement, that's very easy. Okay, we change all didn't. Okay, didn't. Say that I didn't work, you didn't work, Tom didn't work. Just okay, okay. Sometimes, some parts may be very easy, but many students find that the spelling of the irregular word is quite difficult. Okay. Okay. The question is also use did only. Did I, did you, did he, did Tom, very easy. Okay. And let me make a conclusion first. Okay. compare these few sentences. Today, we talk about present and the past tense, simple present and past. Right here, Tom is always, okay, Tom is always, sorry. Okay. Tom is always late for school. Always. Look, his word, his word. Always. Okay. Tom is. Okay. But yesterday we changed to it was. Okay. Was. Okay. That means maybe just yesterday, not always. Okay. Not every day. And right here, I do not sing English songs. She does not sing English songs. Okay. Until now, I do not sing. Okay, I do not sing English song. Okay, but 1 year ago, okay, I did not sing English song. Now I can sing. Okay, I can sing English song. Okay, she did not sing English song a year ago. Okay, also. I go to church and then I can. The question is, do you go to church every week? Every week. Okay. As Mary go to church every week. Right here, go. We don't change in our question. We don't change anything. Okay, the verb we keep it just like this one. Go. Okay, and also the past tense in our question. Go. We don't change anymore. Okay, just keep it in our present tense. Okay, like this one. Did you go? But we just put down did here. You see, okay, change did. Okay, sometimes you can find that in our present tense. You can find that, oh, maybe sometimes we change to do, does, or es, ies, something like that. But you find that it's quite complicated. But in past tense, you find that the spelling of irregular verb, the spelling of the irregular verb is quite complicated. Sometimes you find that some part of the simple present tense is easy. Some part in the past tense is easy. So, you find that all we change it, did not, didn't, did something. Maybe you find that this part in the simple past tense is easy. So, I encourage you to read more, to look up in your dictionary frequently. Always read your book, okay? And then you can find that it is not a problem to spell the irregular word, okay? I hope you can handle all these things. Okay, okay, that's my presentation. Okay, and now I will pass my time to Mr. C, another teacher. Okay,
Okay, so for the three basis tenses as Mr. Leung had teach us about the present tense and the simple past tense, so I will move on to the future tense. Okay. So let me have a quick review for you. So as you can see, there are three sides. Okay. So which one representing future? Okay. The left one, the middle one, or the right one? Which one? Okay. So it should be on the right one, right hand side, because for the timeline, as we are watching the YouTube, you can see a time bar right here, and then it should be moving from the left to the right. Okay, so the right one is representing the future. Okay. So what is the purpose of using the future tense? Okay, will be just simply for talking about something in the future. Okay, so the first one is talking about the decision, 一個決定 to do something in the future at the moment of speaking. What do you mean by at the moment of speaking? 即係你諗，即係講嘅時候先去諗到，再講出嚟啦，即係唔係好耐之前諗定嘅。Okay, so for example, I will spend more time studying. Okay, you just think at that moment and then you speak. Okay, and then the second one is the thing we hope or think are going to be happen in the future. For example, you can see, well, I hope I will be a great basketball player. I hope I will be in the long, long future time. Okay, and it won't be happen in a short. Okay, so maybe this one I think that most of you has said already, because once you are having the poor exam result and then you will say, oh, teachers, I will pass my next test or next quiz, okay? So you just think or you hope this will be happen, but you need to pay effort for it, okay? So the third one is for the talking about the promise to do something in the future. For example, oh, I will help you with your homework later, and as promise, I will help you later, but not right now, okay? Because it may be not free for you right now, okay? And then, besides, and not ready to talking about the form, I would like to introduce some timers. So can you give me some timer for the hints and let you know which what we are talking about for the future tense? Can you give me some example? You can type it in the chat room, okay? So while we are waiting for you, I'm continue to talk about, okay? So for the easier one, you can see next week, next month, next year, next. But everything is next, okay? And then which means it is happen in the future, okay? And then some other things maybe tomorrow, which means 聽日, okay? The day after, maybe the day after tomorrow, which means 後日, okay? And then soon, in an hour, in the future, and later, and something else. The hints were for you to know that, oh, we are talking about something happen in the future, okay? And then for the formula, so how we can write a sentence in future tenses. An old friend, you should be remember him, okay? Will. So when we are writing a sentence for the future tense, we always to use will in the sentence, okay? So you have blah 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 will, and then plus the verb, the base form, no change, okay? So after will, the verb remain unchanged, okay? So for example, I will pass my exam next time, okay? I will pass, no change for the past, okay? And then my exam next time. One more, we will meet next Tuesday. Of course, we will meet next Tuesday because next Tuesday we still have the online tutorial, okay? At the same time, so please be punctual for the lessons, okay? And then, for the besides the positive statement, we also have the negative statement. So when we are talking about the negative statement, we usually have another old friend, starting from N, and then we'll have 3 letters. So do you know which one? Yeah, it should be not, okay? Will not, and then you follow with the verb for base form, okay? So 2 old friend you should be remembered, and then will for the positive statement or general statement, and then for not you need to add not for the negative statement, okay? These 2 old friends you need to be familiar with, okay? So for example, we are talking about I will not be late in the coming year. So if you are the student who are last year you will also be late, and so this year I hope you won't be late anymore for when we are coming back at the end of September or in October, okay? So please keep this as your promise, okay? Don't be late, okay? And then one more example. So Kyle, and then you can see a blanket not miss is usually to see in the quiz or the examination will ask you in this form, okay? So the YouTube live tutorial, I hope Kyle will be right here, okay? So what is the answer? Should be, it should be Kyle will not miss. So you can see not right here, and then the miss is remain unchanged, okay? So Kyle, are you here? Okay? So, and then, okay. So besides the statement, we have the question type, right? So when we're using the future tense to talk about the question, I give you a situation, okay? So when you want to invite your friends to join your birthday party, maybe tomorrow, so what you will say to your friend, okay? So, Barbara, the party tomorrow, so what you will simply write in these two spaces. So you can see will be put at the beginning for the sentence, and then for the main verb John, it should be remain unchanged. Okay, so this one is for talking about forming the yes/no question, which means you are just answering your friends or yes or no. Okay, so for the yes/no question, you can see that the formula is will, and then the subject may be I, you, or something else, and then the verb will be changed and will be stayed and remain unchanged, the base form, and then blah blah blah, and you may add some information, so on. Okay, so at the last you should have the question mark. Okay, for the question type. So it is important. Don't put a full stop when you are talking about the question. Okay. So for example, will you work hard? Question mark, and then the answer you may be, oh yes, I will, or no, I won't. So I hope that you all will be, yes, I will work hard. Okay. So, and then for the WH word question, okay, WH word question, you just simply add the WH word before the will, and then the other things remain the same for the yes/no question. Okay, so for example, you can see, when will we come back? When will you come back to school? So do you know when do you need to come back to school? So if you really forget, I remind you right here. Okay, so remember, 29th of September you need to come back to school, and it's also a Tuesday. Okay. So maybe you may ask, oh, Mr. C, I just remember when we use will, and then it's when we are using the future tense, we will only use will, and in fact not really. Okay, so you may learn be going to as also can be used in the future tense, but you may ask, if these two are the same things and then we can switch it off every time? Oh, I don't think so. Okay, I will talk about in detail, and you will know the difference between will and be going to. Okay, so I give you an example. So when you are having a girlfriend, okay, so and then you can see these two sentences. I will call her, or I am going to call her. These are two different answers, and it will define your destiny when you are talking these two sentences, okay? Because when you are talking, oh, I will call her, so which means you think and you will 即係你將會打俾佢，但係唔一定係打俾佢嘅。所以你女朋友如果聽到呢句嘢，可能就會show個 angry face 出嚟啦。Okay? So I am going to call her, which means, oh, you are really going to call her in a few minutes, maybe 1 minute later, and then you directly just call her. So she will show a smiley face. So be careful for these two uses. Okay? So I will call her, or I am going to call her is very different. Okay? And then so will is not really equals to be going to. Okay, for further explain, okay, so for purpose, when we are going to be going to, plan we have made before speaking. 即係我哋諗之前，或者講之前已經諗定咗喺入邊㗎啦，有個好確實嘅想法喺入邊 ，OK？ Or something, or the things that are certain to be happen based on what we know. So when we see something or we saw something, and then we assume it will be happen and based on the evidence or our knowledge, okay? So I give you another example or a situation, okay? So it really depends on the timing, 即係個時機幾時去做呢樣嘢 ，okay? So you can see a picture right here, and then I will see the doctor, or I'm going to see the doctor. Maybe you will feel unwell, and then when you ask you, okay, oh, are you feel unwell? 你係咪唔舒服啊? Or you will talk to your mother and answer her, and I will see the doctor, but you don't actually to go to see the doctor. Maybe you just sleep a while and then, oh, I feel better and I don't need to see the doctor. For the second one is I'm going to see the doctor. Is that you confirm and you have already maybe make an appointment today, and then you will going to see the doctor. So it is more confirmed for you to do this thing, or this thing will be happened. Okay. So also is will be going to for the some things are related or will be happen in a short term or a short while. Okay. And then for the things we are certain to happen on what we know. Let's look at this picture, and then just like this day, you can see it in the afternoon. You can see that it's very cloudy, and then suddenly it's a thunderstorm or a rainstorm. Okay, so it is cloudy, and you need to fill in. You have two answers. A is will rain, and then the second one is going to rain. So which one should be the answer? So as you can look at this picture or outside your windows right now, you can see it's cloudy, and then it's going to be rain again, because definitely maybe a few minutes later or half hour later, and then it will be rain. Okay. And then so for the formula of be going to is quite similar for the future tense. When we are using will, we just replace the will into be going to. But be familiar or be careful for this. For the be, you need to change depends on the subject. For example, you need to change be into am, and then you need to change be into are, and then for the third person singular, he, she, it, you need to change be into is, which you have learned for the present tense. Okay, and then be going to or is am are going to, and then remain following the base form of the verb. For example, this one, I am going to work hard. Okay, and for the negative statement, our old friend not is also appear right here. Okay, so don't miss it. Don't miss him. Okay, when you miss it, it's not a negative statement. It's totally different meaning for the sentence you are writing for. Okay, so I'm not going to be late again. So don't be late for school again. Okay, and then for the example, I leave it blank for you to fill in. You may see she and then make the same mistake. So we assume she, in short, she will not make the same mistake again. So we can say she is not going to make the same mistake again. Okay. And then for the yes/no question, I use the same example as the cloudy, because these days are so dark, and then maybe it's already raining, cats and dog. Okay, so it is cloudy, and then you may ask, so is this going to rain? Okay, so in the first part, when we are using will, just simply write will right here. But for the be going to, we change to a yes/no question. We need to put is, am, are at the beginning, and then follow with the going to, and then add the main verb back. Okay, this is the structure or the formula for the yes/no question. Okay, so for the WH question is also the same as if I talked before. WH word, and then is, am, are within the be, and then the subject, and then going to, and then the base form of verb, and then blah 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 blah. Okay, so for example, what you are going to do tomorrow. So what you are going to do tomorrow, maybe your homework, and then maybe you have a date for friends, whatever. Okay, so I think you should have your homework to do tomorrow, because we will distribute to you today. Okay, and let's have some quick review for you to know more about, or to check about whether you have understand what I have talked about. So these are using the future tense. Okay, so I give you a few minutes to do, and then write down your answer in the chat room. So, and let me know, do you really understand it or not? Okay. So I wish you see some of you can type your answer right here and let me know whether you have understand or not. Okay, thank you Milky to type your answer right here, and then let's check the answer together, okay? So for the first one should be, we will go to the talk later. So it's not, you don't know when you will go, and then you just have the idea, so I will go to the talk later as a promise maybe, so we will use the will. And for the second one, I will not give up until I success. It's also a promise for you to have maybe when you are always experiencing or facing the failure, and then you will keep a promise to strengthen yourself, and then I will not give up until I succeed, okay? So be careful, it is a succeed, not success, okay? So sidetrack, okay? So for the third one, is using will you try your best in the next English test. It's just ask you a chance with it to be happen, and it is not going to be happen if you are not try your best. So it's not quite certain. Okay, so we will use will in this question. Okay, and then look, it was soon. Maybe just like the example I used many times before, you can see, oh look at the window outside, and then it's cloudy, maybe, oh look, it's going to rain soon, okay, so. And then for the last one is some scientists predict that COVID-19 will go on for at least 2 years. It's true, so I found this from the internet, from some journal, science journal, and then, so the virus will stay with us for at least 2 more years. So please keep yourself healthy, and then wear a mask every time, wash your hands, and then anyway, just stay healthy, and then to avoid getting the COVID-19. Okay, so drink more water also. So as we have learned, besides future tense, we have learned about past tense and present tense. So these are some mini exercise for you to check whether you have learned or do you remember what we should use for the 3 different tenses: past tense, present tense, and future tense. Okay, so I also give you some few seconds or few minutes or 1 minute to finish your exercise. Okay. Remember, 3 tenses are mixed in this expression, okay? So not just using future tense only. Okay, so let's check the answer together. Okay, so for the first one, where you go last Sunday. So you can see last Sunday, which means it's happened in the past. Okay, so definitely this question you will use the past tense. So for the question type, WH question type, for the past tense you should add did, which means the past tense of do, and then you need to add before the main verb, and then continue the verb remain unchanged because it's already changed the tenses for do into did. Okay, so the go will remain unchanged. Don't write when right here. Okay, so for the next one, the second one is, does Joy like playing volleyball? So Milky, please be aware that like we don't add the s after it, although it is a third person singular, she right here, but it's changed from the do into does, not changing the main verb as like. Okay, so and then this third one is, I hope I will be a great football player. Okay, so I hope, I wish, okay, something I wish to be happen as my in the future. Okay, so I hope I will be a great football player in the future. Okay, so it's happening in the future, so the future tense will. Okay, so for the fourth one, Bobby bought a present to his mother yesterday. So you can see right after at the end, you can see yesterday, 昨天即係琴日發生嘅. So we change buy into bought. So also be aware some words should be grouped as the irregular verbs. So please bear in mind which are the irregular verbs and you need to change into another form rather than just adding ed or something else. Okay, so for the last second one is the we are not sure where to go right now. Oh, you may ask, oh, right now, should we use the present continuous? No, because we are talking about the statement or our ideas, so are not describing the things are happening. So we are not sure where to go right now. 即係我哋唔知而家我哋要去邊度啦，係當刻嘅情況，但係唔係講緊我哋而家係即係唔係一個動進行緊嘅動作，只不過我哋諗住，即係覺得係唔肯定嘅啫。OK。And then the last one is that you will not pass the exam if you don't study hard。即係如果你唔努力温書，你就唔會考到好，即係唔會合格啦個 exam。For this one, and also I will want to remind you that the future tense will also to be used in the condition. So rather than talking about for the future happen, so as the conditional sentences, we also use will. So I just sidetrack and then need to remind for you when we see if the conditional sentences, we also need to use will. Okay, so this is the end of our lesson, today's lesson. So please tidy up your notes and then take a photo and upload to your Google Classroom as your homework. So we will see you next time, next Tuesday. Okay, bye bye.